Now, the promise of an FIR. Turning point in wrestlers versus Brij Bhushan fight. Will the FIR finally be filed today? Dangal for justice is our top focus at 6 p.m.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. We're getting you the latest updates coming in from Jantar Mantar on the wrestlers' protest. For 6 days, they've been seated there for the second time, demanding action against one man, BJP MP and WFI chief Brij Bhushan. Looks like it'll finally happen today after the Supreme Court's intervention. We'll get you the latest on the story. A check of the headlines first. Big development in wrestlers' Dangal for justice. Delhi police tells Supreme Court it will register an FIR against Federation boss BJP MP Brij Bhushan over sexual harassment charge. Superstar boost for BJP in Karnataka after Kicha Sudeep. Kannada actor Darshan rallies for BJP. Campaigns for the party in Kolar. Bombay slams Kharge for poisonous snake attack on Prime Minister Modi. Demands action by EC on Kharge.
Actually, Mallikarjun Kharge has become a very, very small person after saying this. And he tries to amend it. But words once spoken are spoken.
Massive row over Tamil Nadu anthem in Karnataka. Ishwarappa stops the Tamil anthem midway at Shivamogga event. Angry DMK lashes out, calls it an insult to Tamil Nadu anthem, even as the Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai was on stage. Massive revelation by Maharashtra Mantri says 13 Uddhav MLAs and 20 NCP MLAs are in talks with Chief Minister Shinde. And actor Suraj Pancholi has been acquitted in the Jia Khan death case. CBI court cites lack of evidence for acquittal. Let's begin with breaking news that's coming in. Even as the Delhi police has told the Supreme Court they will file an FIR today against Brij Bhushan, India Today spoke to the BJP MP, the Wrestling Federation of India boss, on what he had to say about the fact that he could be arrested very soon, considering he has serious allegations against him of sexual harassment, even by a minor. But Brij Bhushan is completely unfazed, says, I will follow the court's order. And I welcome it because now the truth will finally be out. Let's play out for you that conversation that we had with Brij Bhushan.
होने वाली होगी जो उस पर आप क्या कहेंगे, क्या कहने वाले?
मैं न्यायपालिका के निर्णय से संतुष्ट हूँ।
तो जो वहाँ पे रेसलर्स हैं वो लगातार आपके खिलाफ प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं।
मैं न्यायपालिका के निर्णय से संतुष्ट हूँ, पुलिस के कार्यप्रणाली से संतुष्ट हूँ। इंतजार कीजिए।
होने वाली होगी जो उस पर आप क्या कहेंगे, क्या कहने वाले?
मैं न्यायपालिका के निर्णय से संतुष्ट हूँ।
तो जो वहाँ पे रेसलर्स हैं वो लगातार आपके खिलाफ प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं।
मैं न्यायपालिका के निर्णय से संतुष्ट हूँ, पुलिस के कार्यप्रणाली से संतुष्ट हूँ। इंतजार कीजिए।
So Brij Bhushan claiming that now the truth will be out in this particular case. He's always claimed that the allegations against him are baseless. But the reality is that so far there's not even been a formal investigation launched against him because there's been no FIR despite the barrage of complaints that have come the way of the Delhi police. Let's round up for you all that's happened in the last 24 hours in this big story. It's day 6 of the ongoing protests by wrestlers at Jantar Mantar, and the Delhi police that sat on the complaints filed by these athletes against Brij Bhushan has now finally agreed to file an FIR. The decision was conveyed to the Supreme Court, which has been hearing petitions moved by the women wrestlers. The Supreme Court has also directed the Delhi police to provide necessary security to the minor wrestler who's facing threats after she leveled sexual harassment charges against Brij Bhushan. The court has also directed the Delhi police to file an affidavit on steps taken by next Friday. Protesting wrestlers soon after thanked the Apex Court for its intervention. However, they've said that they do not trust the Delhi police or the committee that was set up by the government. Wrestlers have said that the protest will continue until Brij Bhushan is arrested. Delhi ministers Atishi and Saurabh Bhardwaj extended their support to the protesting wrestlers. The two mantris reached Jantar Mantar this evening and expressed their solidarity. They also lashed out at Union Minister Anurag Thakur, accusing him of being lax and not acting. As the protest continues for the 6th consecutive day, tomorrow will be the 7th day of protests, and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has said that he will also be there and will meet with these wrestlers tomorrow to express his support, to express solidarity. The AAP has already said they will help these wrestlers in any way that they can. So with the Delhi police now confirming that they will go ahead and file an FIR against Brij Bhushan today, which by the way is yet to happen, let's tell you what happens next then. FIR must be filed under sections of POCSO, considering that there is a minor who's also levelled sexual harassment allegations against Brij Bhushan. In which case, considering it's POCSO that will be slapped against him, he faces immediate arrest. There will then, of course, be a formal investigation, a formal probe over the sexual harassment charge that's been levelled by these women wrestlers against Brij Bhushan. And then we'll know the outcome. Brij Bhushan claims that the truth will then emerge, that all of the allegations against him will turn out to be completely baseless. But the reality is that with the FIR being filed, things at least will move forward. Let's get your reactions that are coming in now. And India today continues to speak to, in fact, the wrestlers who are seated in Jantar Mantar. They've been questioning the Modi government. They've been questioning the Delhi police. We spoke to Bajrang Punia, who says that there's been no effort by the government to reach out to them, despite them being on a dharna for 6 days now at Jantar Mantar. There's been support pouring in finally from their colleagues, from other sporting heroes, and that's come in after 6 whole days. Bajrang Punia, speaking to us, says Union Minister Anurag Thakur hasn't done enough to address our concerns. Let's play out that conversation for you.
Joining me is Bajrang Punia. For the past 6 days, we have been covering this protest, and Bajrang has been constantly speaking to us. Bajrang, कितनी बार अनुराग ठाकुर से इस 6 दिनों में जो स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्टर हैं उनसे आपकी कितनी बार बात हो पाई है?
एक भी बार नहीं बात हो पाई। अभी तक हमारे से किसी ने बात नहीं की। एक अधिकारी आए थे उनके, उनसे बात हुई थी, वो सिर्फ आश्वासन देने के लिए आए थे। आश्वासन हमने पहले 3 महीने से हम आश्वासन की वजह से बैठे थे।
आप कह रहे हैं कि 6 दिनों में स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्ट्री की तरफ से, स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्टर की तरफ से एक भी फोन कॉल तक नहीं आया है।
वो तो हमें अनुशासन डिसिप्लिन बता रहे हैं कि वो ऐसे कैसे बैठ गए, हमें हमारे पास आना चाहिए। हम तो आपके पास ही गए थे। आप तो बोल रहे कि उनके कोई पुख्ता सबूत नहीं दिए। अगर सबूत नहीं होते तो माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट आदेश क्यों देते कि भाई आप FIR दर्ज करिए? सबूत के तौर पर ही माननीय न्यायालय ने ये आदेश दिया कि आप जल्दी से जल्दी FIR दर्ज करिए।
लेकिन उन्होंने लगातार इस बात को दोहराया है कि खेल और खिलाड़ी प्रायोरिटी है, तो ऐसे में फिर आप जो बात कर रहे हैं इसके बीच में कहीं ना कहीं गैप दिख।
ये सिर्फ बोलने की बातें हैं। अगर खिलाड़ी प्राथमिकता होती तो मुझे लगता है कि आज खिलाड़ी यहाँ नहीं होते। ये अनुराग ठाकुर जी ने इसमें कुछ बदलाव करना चाहिए कि खिलाड़ी और खेल प्राथमिक हमारे लिए सबसे पहले हैं।
आपके साथ 12 घंटे की लगभग उन्होंने पहली बार जब आप लोग धरने पे बैठे थे, हम लोग भी स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्टर के घर के बाहर खड़े थे, 12 घंटे तक ये मीटिंग चली थी। उस दौरान कितना समय अनुराग ठाकुर ने आपके साथ बिताया?
मैंने बताया वो टोटल 12 घंटे में 12 मिनट बताए होंगे। वो अंदर थे, 2 मिनट आते थे चले जाते थे, 2 मिनट आते थे चले जाते थे, तो टोटल 10-12 मिनट उन्होंने टाइम बिताया। और वो बोल रहे हैं कि हम 12 घंटे मैंने खिलाड़ियों को टाइम दिया है। तो आप खेल मंत्री है, पूरा खेल जगत आपकी तरफ, न्याय की तरफ देखता है, तो आप खेल में तो निष्पक्ष रहिए, ना कि उसमें भी कोई
So that's a conversation that we had with Bajrang Punia. I'd like to bring in Amit Bhardwaj also on this. Amit, the Modi government and Minister Anurag Thakur has repeatedly said that we've done everything we can to reach out to these wrestlers, to have a dialogue with them. But here you have Bajrang Punia speaking to you, saying nothing of that sort has happened. There's been no sort of outreach, no communication. The last meeting that happened, this claim of 12 hours, that's not true. And in 6 days, there's not been a single phone call.
All right, Akshita, so far Sports Minister Anurag Thakur have been maintaining that sports and sportsmen are the priority, sportsperson are the government's priority, and that the government of India has done everything in which was possible for them to tackle the crisis, whether forming the committee, listening to the players, holding 2 rounds of meetings, which went on for 12 hours, and along with that, extending the timeline of the committee as well. But here you have Bajrang Punia speaking exclusively to India Today, saying out that in the past 6 days there has been not a single phone call from Sports Minister Anurag Thakur, and because of these, the trust has broken as well. Very importantly, Akshata, what Bajrang also said while speaking to us was that the security threat continues to be there, and along with that, he also said that they have lost trust in Delhi police or any committee per se. So all the trust that they have is with the Supreme Court, and the hopes are from Supreme Court.
No, because the reality is, Amit, stay with me. The reality is that the only reason we've seen action today and the Delhi police saying we'll file that FIR is because of the direct intervention of the Supreme Court. Nothing else has prompted any action so far on the basis of what these wrestlers have said against BJP MP Brij Bhushan. So it's clearly taken the Supreme Court's intervention to take some action in this case. But what are the lapses really in the last few months that have come to the fore in this investigation? The most basic is something that the wrestlers have been highlighting, that despite their complaint, and that to the complaint having serious allegations like sexual harassment, no FIR was filed. Hopefully that will change today in the hours to come. Complainant's identity was also compromised, and that's what's prompted the Supreme Court today to ensure the Delhi police provides necessary security to the minor complainant, to the minor wrestler, which again should have been a basic first step that the Delhi police did, wasn't done, which is why now finally the Supreme Court has intervened on 3 of these issues, all 3 lapses that the Supreme Court has taken note of. The Delhi police says we'll file that FIR today. They've also been told to provide security to the minor wrestler. Let's round up for you all that's happened at Jantar Mantar today. The wrestlers finally have got some support. For 6 days, they've been sitting there at Jantar Mantar, sleeping there, having their meals, working out, doing their warm-ups and whatnot to send out a message to the administration. Today, their colleagues, their sports veterans in the industry have taken note and said that they stand by these wrestlers. Perhaps that pressure has finally worked today in at least the cops promising action.
They are sitting at Jantar Mantar in the scorching heat seeking justice, sleeping on the footpath at night and working out on the roads. Wrestlers who have won India glory on the biggest stage are demanding action against the Wrestling Federation of India chief Brij Bhushan Singh for alleged sexual harassment of athletes. The Delhi police that sat on complaints filed by athletes finally agreed to file an FIR on Friday, prodded by the Supreme Court, which is hearing a petition by the wrestlers.
सबसे पहले तो दिल्ली पुलिस पर देखो हमें भरोसा नहीं है, क्योंकि 6 दिन के बाद सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर के बाद उन्होंने FIR की है। तो सबसे पहले तो यही है कि फेयर इन्वेस्टिगेशन हो, और पुलिस को भी सही कर देंगे, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, लेकिन हम जो मेन है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आगे अपने बयान देंगे और बस फिर फेयर डिसीजन होना चाहिए।
हम वेट करेंगे कि दिल्ली पुलिस कौन सी FIR करते, कैसी धाराएं लगाती है, क्योंकि पुलिस का अभी भी एतबार नहीं है। कि हम पहले बोला कि हमें विश्वास नहीं है पुलिस पे, क्योंकि पुलिस ने जब सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश आए तब FIR की तरफ गए हैं।
An FIR, the first step in any complaint, took 6 days. What hurt the wrestlers more was the snub from Indian Olympic Association chief and sporting legend PT Usha.
हमारा एथलेटिक कमीशन है, वो लोग को पहले थोड़ा तो डिसिप्लिन तो होना चाहिए, है ना? तो दे शुड कम टू अस अर्लियर इफ दे हैव अ रियल प्रॉब्लम. Instead of coming to us, they are gone straight away to street. No, it is not good for the sports.
Vinesh Fogart and Sakshi Malik, the faces of the movement, wondered why India's sporting heroes, especially cricketers, were silent on the injustice being done to them. Support from fellow athletes has started trickling in. Olympic gold medalists Neeraj Chopra and Abhinav Bindra, former cricketers Kapil Dev and Harbhajan Singh, tennis star Sania Mirza, more names have extended support to the Pahalwans.
जितने भी खिलाड़ी हैं देश के, जितने भी, अभिनव बिंद्रा जी ने भी ट्वीट किया है और कपिल देव जी ने भी ट्वीट किया है, नीरज भाई ने भी ट्वीट किया है। तो मैं सबका धन्यवाद बोलता हूं कि आप खिलाड़ियों के दर्द को समझते हैं कि भाई क्योंकि वो खुद खिलाड़ी हैं।
The Narendra Modi government has so far been lukewarm, if anything, to the protests.
उनसे बातचीत करके कमेटी का गठन किया गया, फैक्ट फाइंडिंग कमेटी का, ओवरसाइट कमेटी का। उस कमेटी के सामने जितने लोगों को पेश होना था सबको अवसर दिया गया। इंडियन ओलंपिक एसोसिएशन ने कल अपनी एक कमेटी भी गठित कर दी, एडॉक कमेटी। अब वो एडॉक कमेटी 45 दिन के अंदर चुनाव करवाएगी। ये पूरी कमेटी वहां पर सिलेक्शन हो, टूर्नामेंट का आयोजन हो, उसको लेकर निर्णय हो, और इंटरनल कंप्लेंट कमेटी जो होनी चाहिए ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, जहां पर कोई भी खिलाड़ी हो, लड़का लड़की अपनी शिकायत दर्ज करा सकता है, उसका गठन भी करवा कर देगी।
थे उनकी जो मेंटलिटी थी वो महिलाओं के लिए लड़ रहे थे या वो ब्रज भूषण के लिए लड़ाई कर रहे थे। ना स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्ट्री में समझती है, ना आईओए में समझती है, ना कोई कमेटी में समझेगी। देश हमें समझ रहा है, वो हमारे लिए जरूरी है। हम देश के लिए मेडल लेके आते हैं, ना कि किसी कमेटी के लिए, ना कि किसी पॉलिटिशियन के लिए। हम देश के खिलाड़ी हैं, देश के लिए मेडल लेके आते हैं, वही इंसाफ है।
Amid all the turmoil, Wrestling Federation Chief Brij Bhushan Singh is defiant. The BJP MP from Kaisarganj is in no mood to give in. The question is, who is shielding Brij Bhushan? With Nitin Srivastav in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's take this back across to Amit Bhardwaj, who's joining us live from Jantar Mantar from the protest site. Amit, what are you picking up also from your sources? Why is it that so far the FIR hasn't been filed? You know, they promised to the Supreme Court, so what are the cops waiting for now?
Well, Akshita, you know, the Delhi police has informed the Supreme Court that they are going to file the FIR today itself. So there's no way that they could miss that deadline. So the FIR will be lost today. Now the question is as to what sections will be pressed in that FIR. Possibly this delay is because of that. Whether as to this FIR is being filed as a joint FIR for all the complaints, 7 complaints which has been lodged with the Delhi police, or separate FIRs will be lodged. All this needs to be taken into account. And along with that, the most important question is that whether POCSO charges will be pressed against the WFI president and BJP MP Brij Bhushan Singh or not. This will be clear only when the copy of the FIR is shared by the Delhi police, or a formal statement by Delhi police is released. The nitty-gritties or the delay could be also because whether the POCSO charges are getting pressed in the FIR or not. Yeah. Because if POCSO is pressed against Mr. Brij Bhushan Singh, that would mean his immediate arrest.
No, but if they don't slap POCSO in this case, there will obviously be questions on how the Delhi police avoided that, because the complaint clearly is also from a 16-year-old minor wrestler. So there will be a question on that. But thanks for the moment, Amit, for joining us with all of those details from Jantar Mantar. Let me take you through all of the charges currently that Brij Bhushan faces. And let me remind you that despite all of these charges so far, he's not been arrested. There's no FIR against him. The first one that we've been talking about is sexual harassment. A handful of women wrestlers accusing Brij Bhushan of sexual harassment, of committing sleazy acts. And they've given extremely personal accounts of what kind of comments, what kind of acts he's resorted to. They've also said that he tends to threaten young players, young wrestlers, often were threatened and in fact targeted by Brij Bhushan. Misuse of authority, that he constantly, as the WFI boss, uses power to get his way, wield it with upcoming wrestlers as well. Now, several wrestlers who are seated right now in Jantar Mantar have also said that they've been mentally harassed, they've been mentally tortured, they are no longer able to focus on the sport because of this man. They also say that he's tried hard to use his influence to silence the protesters, especially after round 1 of their Jantar Mantar stir. Despite that, they've come out today to stage their protest, saying nothing will stop us from demanding action against this man. Implementing arbitrary rules, anything that worked in his favor, anything that worked in favor of some of the wrestlers that he reportedly backed. and also the other allegation is of mismanagement of the wrestling unit, or as the Wrestling Federation of India boss. The wrestler said that he mismanaged the entire institution and thereby didn't ensure it to run in a fair manner. And finally, they've also accused him of corruption. So 10 charges against Brij Bhushan, and so far no action that's been taken against him. But we're hopeful that finally today we'll see some positive step being taken as far as at least a formal investigation against Brij Bhushan is concerned. There's a lot of support now pouring in for the wrestlers, a lot of politicians, and what's different from the last time's protest and this time's is that wrestlers have said we'll take whatever support we get. So politicians, unlike last time, have been allowed to sit on the dharna to be a part of and express their solidarity with the wrestlers. Let's get you some of the political reactions coming in.
सारे खिलाड़ी अंदर बैठी हैं, वो हमें बता रही हैं कि किस किस तरह से इन नेताओं के फोन आते थे। आज जब भी हिम्मत करके आवाज उठा रही हैं, तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खेल मंत्री अनुराग ठाकुर, उन्हें चुल्लू भर पानी में डूब मरना चाहिए उस खेल मंत्री को, जो आज इन मेडल लाने वाली लड़कियों को बोल रहा है कि तुम इनडिसिप्लिन्ड हो। जिनकी शिकायत इन लोगों ने की है, ये देश का कानून है, कोई भीख नहीं मांग रहे हैं। ये देश का कानून है कि अगर कोई यौन शोषण की शिकायत करती है, मोलेस्टेशन की शिकायत करती है, तो कानून है कि तुरंत उसी समय मुकदमा दर्ज होगा। ये कानून है देश का। उसके बावजूद ये कई महीनों से अगर अपनी बात कह रही है, तो इसका मतलब ये है कि देश की सरकार आज बलात्कारियों के साथ खड़ी हो गई है। ये बहुत दुख की बात है हमारे लिए। पूरी की पूरी सरकार उनके लिए बचाव करने की कोशिश कर रही है।
We'll continue getting you the latest updates on the story as we at India Today promise to give a platform to these wrestlers, put your voices out, and we will see whether the Delhi police comes good on their promise. I'm slipping into a very short break. On the other side, I'm getting you a news break coming in on the Liquorgate scam. Manish Sisodia has been named as the architect of the conspiracy by a Delhi court. Details on that coming up in just a bit.
Hi, welcome to Rahul. Welcome to Bangalore. Nice to see you on the football field early in the morning. I see you take fitness seriously. I try to, but I've kind of lost some touch with football. I've been running and cycling though recently. I read somewhere you completed an Ironman challenge? Last time... What, 70 odd kilometers? 90 kilometers of cycling. I did a half Ironman cycling relay. So yeah, it was fun. Yeah, but it's good to see an Indian. You play a lot of sports. Well, you're completing 90 kilometers of cycling. That's like pretty serious. Are you being able to keep up given your campaigning and the hectic schedule that you have? On and off, the last few months, like I said, haven't been very regularly and consistent. Just shows that you know, I'm getting out of breath as well. But that's the thing, you know, whether it's sport or anything, consistency is the key. And maybe once the elections are over, I'll be able to squeeze in more time. Come, let's see you take a few penalties and see how it goes. Come. I think these guys are fixing it for you. Is that how close you take the penalty from? Yeah, I'm telling you, these guys are fixing it for you. No idea. I think just because he's your MP, you're fixing it for him, man. Hey, they're like bringing the ball like really close to the goal. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, let's go. Wow, that was a good one, Rahul. Although I'm suspicious that because this is your team, they're bringing the ball really close to the goal. Okay, now I'm going to take this further away. I hope you don't make false allegations anymore like the Congress. This match looks a bit fixed here. See? Oh, that was a good split. Well done. By the way, thank you. Who's your favorite footballer? It was Ronaldo, as long as he was, you know. You can't, in the election, you can't be kicking all over like that. Huh? That's a dangerous kick in an election. What's your favorite sport, Tejasvi? I love football. I thought you'd say politics. No, politics isn't a sport. It's not a game. It's very serious mission in service of people, Rahul. Do you feel in this election that the BJP is a few goals down? Not at all. The 13th of May, you will see the scoreboards ticking and we will be right up there, forming the government. That's what the 13th of May is going to look like, Rahul. This was fun. Thank you. It's good to see you guys play. And sorry for busting your game. These guys
Bye,
are
Abhi, bye, Syed. See you.
Serious players. They're like, ये कहाँ से आ गए बीच में हमारी गेम खराब करने के लिए.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Let's get you a news break coming in now on the Delhi liquor scam. The Delhi court has now, in fact, lashed out at Manish Sisodia, scathing observations that have been made about Sisodia's role in the liquor scam, referring to him as the architect of the conspiracy. The Delhi court has said that Manish Sisodia raised the profit margins by 185%. And not just that, according to the Delhi court, and this is based on arguments that played out, the court has said in its order that Manish Sisodia did in fact make advance payments to the South Group, the South Cartel, or the South Lobby that central agencies have also been investigating. And this translates essentially to no relief for Manish Sisodia as he remains lodged in the Tihar jail on account of the ED and the CBI cases. We'll continue tracking the latest on that, but that's all we have time for on this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in.
Rahul, you know, the optics of it all, for somebody who likes to be called Sushasan Babu, you know, where his party's been associated